Stockton, California has consistently led the nation in home foreclosures. According to the largest brokerage in Stockton, 70% of all the homes that have sold in the past 3 months are bank-owned. CNN's Thelma Gutierrez reports on a silver lining to the foreclosure story.
3 months ago, we traveled to Stockton, California because many families are seizing the opportunity to buy bigger and better homes.
A house like this was always out of our reach. This is our house.
Alicia and Carlos Serrano say they still cannot believe this 4-bedroom, 2,300 square foot home is actually theirs.
This is our kitchen here and our family room den.
Built in 2006, their home is in a new subdivision in desirable North Stockton, far away from the much smaller 60-year-old home they once lived in across town.
Start unpacking.
I do my stuff, you do your stuff.
They moved into their dream home just a week ago. The original selling price, about $500,000. But after it went into foreclosure, the Serranos bought it for $257,000, nearly half of what it was once worth.
We wouldn't have been able to buy a home if the value would not have gone down so much.
You would never have been able to afford this house?
I don't think so.
Alicia says there's a downside to it. She's keenly aware her fortune is someone else's heartache. She often thinks about the family who lived in this house and the child whose drawings are all over her walls.
Even my son's room, it was Spider-Man wallpaper, and you think, this kid must have loved his room. Everyone who's moved into a home that it has been foreclosed on, they're ecstatic, you know, the dream come true, brand new home at affordable prices. Whereas everyone who left, where are they now? You know, you can't help but think about those things.
Ironically, the Serranos have rented out their old home to a family who went into foreclosure. As for this house, they plan to grow old here over the next 30 years with a low fixed rate that's affordable for them. Many of the bank-owned properties that were once vacant in the Serranos neighborhood are now marked sold. Some are first-time buyers and families who are moving up. Others are investors who are jumping on the discounted homes. In the majority of the cases, they're going into multiple offers. But one agent cautioned if the properties aren't priced right by the bank, they'll continue to sit empty. Thelma Gutierrez, CNN, Los Angeles.
Mortgage meltdown has taken a toll on homeowners. But as foreclosures flood the market and folks lose their home, some are hoping to get a bargain by buying one. Antonio Quintal is a first-time home buyer, but his prospective new home isn't your average property. It's an REO, or real estate-owned home. In short, he's buying a foreclosure.
I've been hearing on the news that there's a lot of foreclosures, and I thought that I could probably get a better price.
As foreclosures flood the market, they're also working their way back onto the market and into the multiple listing services of real estate brokers.
The minute you see being sold as is, you know it's an REO. The actual foreclosure is once the REO or the bank or whoever they have assigned it to takes title. Then it goes into the multiple listing service.
And that's where Antonio found this home, on the internet.
The house is a colonial, has a one-car garage. It's about 1,500 square feet. It has a partially finished basement, 2.5 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms.
The price tag, $240,000. So, did he get a bargain?
I do think that I purchased the house for maybe $15,000, $20,000 less than I would have purchased it if it was not a foreclosure.
While foreclosures may come at a discount, they often come in need of TLC.
I also had him include for pretty much an entire ceiling replacement.
Yeah. The house has been vacant since, I believe it was 2006. There was a log in the front, on the front door that since 2006. It's because no one was living there, they had to winterize the house so pipes wouldn't burst. Now they've had to de-winterize the house for the inspection.
There are REO companies that are very efficient at doing these, and you get quick responses, and it's a pretty much seamless transaction. However, there's REO companies out there that really don't know what they're doing, and that becomes a nightmare.
In Antonio's case,
the process right now, up until now, has been very easy.
The only glitch, a faulty heating system for which the bank picked up the repair bill.
He wasn't sure. For the most part, the properties are being sold in as-is condition, which means, you know, it is what it is.
And that's one of the biggest risks in buying a foreclosure. Hidden costs and small fixes can add up. For Antonio, the risk is worth the reward.
Very happy. Just a feeling of, like, I'm going to have something that big that's my own.